Alright.
Alright, Shalom. Abachu upon your Hakuram. Alright, Mahalayim la, Alahayanawa,
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahusha, Hashem, Kakadash.
Alright, Shalom, Shalom. The Hebrew Israelites back out here once again to prophesy the downfall. It's like you. I want to give double honors, past the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to sincere brothers out there teaching truth and sincerity. Now let me start it. With the Hebrew Israelites back out here once again to prophesy the downfall of Esau's kingdom and to bring remembrance to the children of Israel, which consists of so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, to bring it back to our power, which is Yahweh. Alright, to our Lord, Yahawashi. So it's Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi. Yahweh means he is, Bahashim means in the name, Yahawashi means he saves or he delivers in the Paleo Hebrew tongue, which is the only language, the only tongue you could call upon Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi with. Those are the only two names you must know in the Lashon Kodash, which is the Hebrew tongue, which is Yahweh and his son Yahawashi. Those are the only names that you could call upon when you pray. Alright? So Lord willing that this mini camp session is edifying unto you brothers out there, the true body of Yahawashi Mashiach. Alright? And you know, I through the spirit I kinda wanna talk about how the true worshippers of Yahweh Yahawashi is gonna worship him in spirit and in truth. You know, and I had this thought in my head ever since I watched that one response video from, was it Captain Tazariak or something like that? You know, whoever said that adultery is pretty much okay, that promoting it. You know, and I had this thought in my head from this one precept, how he said in the spirit, he said in the spirit of Christ, you must get vengeance. By whose word? By whose word? By whose command? And who is this a Mashiach that you're speaking about? See, there's many that should come in mind's days saying that they're a Mashiach, you know? And I was like, who? Did not Yahawashi say that vengeance is his? And second of all, our mind shouldn't be upon the carnal man in this world. You know, our mind should be far more above this, far more evolved. You know, and that, you know, I believe that was in Ephesians. So let me hit that up real quick. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna jump around real quick. I'm gonna go to chapter 4, and then I'm gonna go right back to chapter 2. All right. Yeah, it's down here. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17. It's like, yeah, it's good. Luke 20. Oh, I'm at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This I say, therefore, and testify." It's like, but could somebody get worship the Father in spirit and in truth? Yeah. All right. So Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17. "This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their minds, having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh through the ignorance that is in them, because it's in the blindness of their heart." Now, you know, though it was last, was it 2 weeks? Now, I believe it happened. That incident happened with him promoting adultery and the approval from this other dude. You know. The true worshippers of Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi. Yo, you got it? You get it? Read it, whoever got it.
This is John 4, verse 1. Oh wait, it just sent me straight down to verse 1.
What verse is it? What is it? John what?
John 4 and 23.
John 4 and 23, dude.
Yeah, I got it. This is John 4 and 23. "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Continue.
Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Yeah, so Yahawashi he's seeking men to worship him in spirit and in truth. All right, men that is beyond the carnal mindset of man. All right, we're spiritual Israelites out here, man. Our mind shouldn't be upon counseling the men of this world and saying that they should go off to commit adultery and stuff. Our mind shouldn't be upon that. All right, we are out here in the namesake of Yahawashi. All right, and with that mindset, Yahawashi, he came to fulfill the law. Now, if you're coming out here saying to commit adultery, you're not fulfilling the law through Yahawashi. You're not doing that. You know, you're telling men to do the opposite.
I got a quick answer. This Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress, shall surely be put to death.
Yeah.
So that it's in the law.
Yeah. You know. So continuing, it says, I'm gonna start over. It says, "This is, I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of your mind." So if you came into this truth, you're supposed to be changing your mindset. You know, you're not supposed to be changing your mindset. Like, you're not supposed to be modifying your mindset from the world into this truth. You're not supposed to drag the old man. You're supposed to kill off that old man. Right? You're supposed to kill off the thought of even, because for some reason he even knows the locations of where all these drugs are, too. You know, where the best weed's at, where the best heroin's at, all of this shit. Your mindset should be upon that. Your mindset, you should be meditating day and night upon these scriptures, man. Upon the truth, upon the brothers of this truth, and you know, what lessons to make, you know, what edification you can do to build a brother, you know, counseling them so they can go off to commit adultery or do any other kind of sin, which is a transgression of the law. You know, you're not edifying that brother, you're breaking him down. All right, and this is the brothers of GMS. So the only brothers that do this type of things, man. I mean, sure, you got IUIC that make lessons. You got Sakara that make lessons, but none of them are as edifying as the brothers of GMS. Why is that? Because they're 100% raw truth. You know. And what makes up why the brothers of GMS say that they got 100% truth is because all of us put together, we got the 100%. Not one is left out. You know? We're not hiding behind precepts. You know, I just watched the spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched it. It's like, but I kind of want to make this point. But the Boston camp, you know, that dude said that the brothers were hiding behind precepts. And the brothers were like, we're not hiding behind any precepts. You know? Because if you have the understanding, you will understand the precepts that those brothers got out. But, you know, these men lack understanding. You know?
It's Ecclesiasticus 9 and 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall to destruction.
Yeah. I mean, that you know, that's one thing, but this dude was also meddling in another man's life. You know, we're not supposed to be speaking upon another man's life like that.
That's pretty much.
It's fair, you know, that's all this world got. Yeah, that's all this world got. You know, and continue. It says,
Good, how are you?
having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh. See what we're trying to do, we're trying to be reconciled through the spirit of Yahawashi Yahawashi. We're trying to be reconciled with Yahawashi Yahawashi. You know? While we're in this grace period, we're supposed to be trying to do better. We're supposed to be trying to do better. You know? For Yahawashi Yahawashi, this is our reasonable service, man. We're supposed to be trying to do better in the spirit, trying to stray away from the things of our former lusts, man, of our former man. You know, trying to stray away from that, trying to strive against it, to fight against it. But if you're going to embrace that, if you're going to embrace your former man, you're still alienated from the Father. You're still alienated from Him. You're still a stranger. You know, you're ultimately still a heathen. And you have not been adopted by Yahawashi. If you're not turning to the ways that Yahawashi, you know, has walked. You know. So continuing.
I get a precept.
Oh, you get a precept?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't finished this precept real quick. Having to understand darkening, being alienated from the life of Yahweh through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. And this dude is blind. You know, just as the evil Pharisees and Sadducees, back then, they were boasting themselves in the carnal law.
Stone too.
You know, they were boasting themselves in the carnal law. And you know, that's they're ignorant. You know, they're ignorant in the way that Yahawashi has walked. You know, and only the brothers GMS, you could see this. You could see the brothers, you know, worshiping the Father in spirit and in truth. Not just, you know, anybody who's teaching the GMS doctrine, really. You know, arming yourself likewise with the same mind of Yahawashi Mashiach. You can read that piece. I finished.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
In Yahawashi, he made that an eternal life, man. You know, establishing what? Can you repeat that precept again? Restart it all over. And yes, he was linked.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. It says, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. You know, and that's what Yahawashi say. Yahawashi say, I come not to destroy the law, nor the prophets. I came not but to fulfill. You know, and that he's fulfilling it right now. You know, you can see the men out here trying to do the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability, though we're still in this grace period. Though the curses won't be upon us. Though we're not shackled onto that law. We're shackled onto Yahawashi. You know, but Yahawashi was made perfect through the law, and we're arming ourselves likewise with the same mind of Yahawashi Mashiach, that we may suffer in the flesh, so that we may cease from sin. And what's sin? The transgression of the law. Alright?
Says for length.
You know the link.
For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. It says, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the tables.
No, bind them upon
heart.
thy neck. It said, was it bow down thy neck and put on her fetters? Roughly paraphrasing. It says that in Apocrypha. You know, Ecclesiastes chapter 6. Go on.
It says, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon tables of thy heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and men.
So a lot of things men lack is you know, the study of these scriptures. Because while I was watching, I noticed that a lot of these wacky tacky Christians, they get out precepts and they don't understand them. They They try to say that the Israelites and the heathens, as in these other nations, can be grafted in to the promise that was made unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, the inheritance. They think that they can be grafted in. These other nations cannot be grafted in. They must be Israelites. They must be Israelites. All right? And they try to take our precepts when those Gentiles is referring there are referring to Israelite foreigners. And since they don't understand it, they try to drop the mic right there. Boom, headshot.
It's like taking a zebra and trying to make it a horse.
Yeah, man.
You can't do it.
And shit, bro. Yeah, you keep going.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 4. It says, so shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
That wisdom maketh them friends unto Yahweh and the prophets. You know, and this is what the brothers here that teaches doctrine. That's what we dwell in. We want to dwell in wisdom, because when we see brothers in a group, all right, they're doing a live stream. Either the brothers are doing a live stream, or the brothers are just grouped up doing spiritual conversations. There's wisdom being thrown around, and while it's being thrown around, the brothers feel comfortable. They feel, damn, bro, I love these brothers. I love them, you know. And you feel comfortable just being around the brothers, you know. It says that wisdom maketh you friends unto Yahweh and the prophets. You know, if your words are not a wisdom, just as wisdom wisdom keepeth herself away from the mouth of fools. Roughly paraphrasing, you know, just as she does that, we do the same. We refrain from the conversation of the wicked, man. We refrain from the house of darkness, man. And you know, these men, they got darkened how does it say? Darkened minds, where no, they have darkened understanding. They don't understand what they're saying fully, you know.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And you know, that's what a lot of these wacky tacky Christians do, man. They try to prove their point, but they drop the mic before they even break it down. And the brothers are like, bro, you don't understand the scriptures. Like what? Like, how are you getting this out of this when it clearly says this, and you're saying it's wrong? That makes no sense. You know, our eyes have been enlightened to see these things, man. Our eyes through Yahawashi, it has been enlightened to see the truth, man. Right? And every time I see men that call themselves Israelites, yet saying the opposite of what Israelites are supposed to do through the spirit of Yahawashi, you know, it vexes our spirit. It really vexes our spirit, you know. And there's no more wicked man than an Israelite, than a man that calls himself an Israelite. You know, it's better for you not to know that you're an Israelite and committing sin. You know, now that you're an Israelite, you're shackled to the laws. You know, you're shackled to the thought of the laws. You know. Is it keep on? Yeah. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. It says, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil.
Yeah, depart from evil. So telling men to go do adultery, that is evil speaking. You're supposed to refrain from such a thing. You know? Telling them to get weed, to get heroin, to get things like that. That is not spiritual speaking, man. That is carnal.
How to exact vengeance.
How to exact vengeance. Vengeance is not yours. Nor is it any of the brothers of GMS, nor is the brothers who teach the doctrines of GMS. It is none of ours. No man's. You know? It is no man's right to get vengeance upon another man. You know? When a man does evil to us, we leave it to Yahawashi Yahusha, man. We go like, man, can't wait for Yahawashi Yahusha to deal with that man. You know? Because vengeance is not yours. Alright? You don't, because you feel wrong, just as Elder Yashawama says, because you feel wrong, you think it's right to go commit adultery in that dude's wife. That's evil. You know? That's old man speaking. That's something that'll be done in the hood. You know? So continuing. Oh, wait, you still got more on that? Yeah, you say you got a few presets. Damn, I haven't even finished this.
I got a preset.
You got a preset, that's singular.
Alright, this is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 7. Be not wise in thy own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. It says, honor the Lord with thy substance, with the first fruits of all thine increase.
Shit, say that last piece of it.
It says, honor the Lord with thy sustenance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
I said the precept before that.
Oh, stop. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones.
Yeah, that's this truth that we got. You know, since we're worshiping Yahawashi in spirit and truth, we have the confidence to stand out here. You know, and this is another spoiler, but you know, there's many more things that the brothers Kabbalah said. But one of the brothers, the elder Kabbalah, he said what Yahawashi did with the law, he removed pride from the law. That's what he did. Yahawashi removed pride from the law. He never done away with the law. He removed pride from the law. What is that pride? A man's boasting himself in self-righteousness. Saying, oh, I do, you know, I'm not the same as those guys because I do this, and this, and that. Yeah, he's a hypocrite. You know? Yeah, he's a hypocrite. Yahawashi, he removed pride from the law. That's what he did. You know? Now what makes us stand out here is confidence. You know? Say that precept again.
It says, it shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones.
And this, you know, this truth, this gives us confidence to stand out here, and it gives us the ability to make our bones strong and stand up. You know? We don't got watery bones. We don't got milk bones, as they call it. Milk bones. You know? Easy to break bones. Somebody come over here trying to battle with us in the spirit, trying to use our sword against us. You know? Yeah, that is a military hockey plan, is it not?
Yeah, it looks like a carpet.
But you know, yeah, you know? And Yahawashi, they gave us the spirit to stand out here, to give us confidence. We don't got milk bones. Once again, if somebody comes over here trying to battle with us with the sword, with the scriptures, you know, man, don't worry about that. But yeah, you know, trying to battle with us, their attacks won't break our bones. You know, Yahweh said He shall make our head hard against theirs. Rough the paraphrasing. Keep going.
It says, honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruit of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, and that also applies to this truth. You know, because Yahweh you know, is blessing us with treasures being stored in the heavens. You know, it says, gather ye up treasures in heaven where neither moth and rust doth corrupt, nor thieves break through it or steal. And steal, it's like, you know, and this is what we're doing out here. You know.
It says, my son, despise not the chastise.
That's it there. That's it. Yeah, you don't want to get off topic. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going with this.
I mean, he's still talking about wisdom.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 18 again. Let me read this again. Having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh, through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned in a Mashiach. If so be that ye have heard of him, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahawashi, that ye put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt into deceitful lusts, to be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You know, and you know, I thought it was very spiritual how the brothers from Des Moines made a lesson called the true worshipers. You know, because that was on my thought. That's how you're gonna know who the true men are, who the true men of the Heavenly Father and the Son are. You know, they worship him in spirit and in truth. You know, we're not out here for the likings of men. You know, just as the scriptures say, we rather obey the Most High rather than men. And you know, we're not out here for the likings of men. We're out here as a laughing stock, gazing stock, and stuff like that. You don't see us talking. It's like you don't see us talking in a manner that men do. You know, you don't see us talking. You don't see us talking like talking about drugs and shit like that. You know. You know, you don't see us talking about anything like that. You know, our conversations is something that is alien to this world. You know, our conversation is alien to this world. And we brothers of this truth. We have conversations amongst each other. Somebody want to get that 1 Corinthians chapter 2?
To bring this out. It's John 4:23. But the hour coming, and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
We got that. But you
Yes, yes.
yeah, it was read earlier, but you can still read it. Yeah, it still applies.
You're gonna bring it. Okay, Yahawashi. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Yeah. You know, and you know, that's the true worshipers. You know, they ain't no men, because you see the men of the old. Look at the men of old. Look at the apostles, the elders of old. They talked in a manner that was so strange, so different than even now. You know, you see men's normal conversations. You see these wacky jacky Christians trying to talk in the way the men of old do, but they lack understanding, they lack knowledge, and they lack the wisdom. You know, and they just sound cringy as hell. You know, they sound cringy. Like, brother, I love you, and all of that, all of this, all of that. You know, I love you, I love what you do. What else do they do?
That emotional love thing.
Yeah. So it's really weird.
That under a spell kind of talk.
Yeah. You know, and you know, the men of old are back again. The men of old are back again, and they are in this truth. You know, and you know, though they don't talk just like how the men of old did, because the conversations back then were different. You know, we got new words and shit like that, but you know, and we're in a whole new setting. But the brothers are back again. You know, in conversations like this, on the way in speaking, is how the men of old did pretty much. You know, the way they did it. You know.
This is Romans chapter 1. I mean, just Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, this is our reasonable service. That's what we named it. Reasonable service for Yahawashi. But you know, damn, man. I'm gonna continue more with this. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which is after the Yahweh, and is created in righteousness and true holiness. All right. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. right? Which is spiritual shaitan, and also it can also be the carnal, the carnal counterpart.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2.
I'm sure you want to read it, but let me finish this up, yo. Yo, it keeps going, man. It says, let him that steals steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that ye may have to give to him that needeth. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of thy mouth. You know, that's what came out of was it ISUPK? You know, what came out of that dude's mouth was corrupt communication. You're not supposed to do that, and that proves right there you're not a man of Yahawashi. Call upon those names. Yet you're going to be seen a hypocrite. You know, you're going to be seen a hypocrite by the eyes of Yahawashi. You know, that's corrupt communication, man. You know, you should be telling them you shouldn't be doing adultery. You know, you should be telling them you shouldn't be doing drugs, defiling your temple. You shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. You know, and you got this other guy approving of it. He's saying if you have understanding, you'll know what he means. If you're spiritual, you know what he means. It doesn't matter if you know what he means or not. The corrupt communication out of his mouth was already well enough that he's not a man of Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai. You know? And that kind of mindset is the mindset of the world, man. That's the mindset of the carnal man. To get vengeance on another man that's to sleep with his wife. That is fucked up, bro. That is really fucked up.
He put himself in charge. Like if that person was like, if they were on their hand, he would tell them that. He would tell them that
yeah, he said if he's going to give a counsel to a dude he's not in his congregation, imagine what he's telling his congregation. You know, imagine what he's saying to them. Saying it's all right to do that type of stuff? No fucking way, bro. You know, you shouldn't have that type of thing come out of your mouth. If anything, you're supposed to be condemning that type of thing. You know, whether it's a man of the world or whether it's not, you're supposed to be a leader of example. It said, do not things, roughly paraphrase, do not things that can blame the congregation, to blame the body, that'll blame the body. And that's the type of thing that will cause the body to be blamed. You know, the true men. You know, those type of words, since Esau groups us all up together, calling us black Hebrew Israelites, you know, he's going to say that's the type of thing they teach. This dude, man, this dude's stupid. The reason calling you stupid because you use no wisdom in it. Stupid is just another word for saying fool, because that was foolish what you said, you know. And you know, shit, bro.
And that fool shouldn't even be a leader at all.
He's got.
Yeah,
I mean, I still haven't finished this, but
it's a small one.
alright.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments.
Yeah, that shows that you don't fear Yahweh. You're teaching men that type of thing. You don't fear him. You know, and you're not giving fear unto other men. You're not giving them fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, because we persuade men by what? Through fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, we persuade men. You know? You go.
For this is the whole duty of man.
Yeah, that's the whole duty, man. You know, and Yahweh Shai fulfilled that. You know, and his fruits is, you know, we're living through that fruit that he died for. You got another one?
Actually, no, it keeps going. Actually, continue with verse 14. For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Yeah, and who did he give that responsibility to? You know, he gave it to Yahweh Shai. He said he put everything under his feet.
So at the end of the day, everybody's going to answer to Yahawashi.
Yeah, Yahawashi, he's coming. He say, my reward cometh quickly to give every man to his, every man according to his work shall be. Roughly paraphrasing.
So even
know?
even the wicked, even though the wicked not going to get a good reward, they still going to get a reward in another way.
Yeah,
You know?
shit, bro. But let me. Oh, all right. Let me actually just finish this up. It says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to be used of edifying, and that's not edifying, man. What you said was not edifying, because a newcomer could run across that video and hear that and think it's okay to do adultery, that it's okay to do drugs, and not only that, but knows the best locations to find those drugs. You know? That was corrupt communication that proceeded out of your mouth. And that's not what a true worship of Yahawashi would do. You know? We're supposed to be rehearsing the righteous acts. You know? Rehearsing it, man. Practicing it. That's what Yahawashi died for us for. This is our grace period right now, to do good works, so that we may receive a good reward and not a bad reward. Because things like that is a corrupt communication. And it says every vain word shall be accounted for in the day of wrath, roughly paraphrasing. Every vain word, and that's a vain word right there. You know?
I got another one. This is Mark 7:7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines of the commandments. The commandments of man. For laying aside the commandments of Yahawashi, you hold the traditions of man, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things you do.
Damn, bro. You know, and you still got that mindset, bro. The reason I'm saying that is because you didn't drop off the old man. If you're still thinking about the best locations for those drugs, if you've been in this truth for years, you'll forget, like, wait, what was it again? Man, you know what? I'm not even gonna think back into that. That's no point. You know? It's stupid, bro. It's stupid. You know? No corrupt communication is supposed to be proceeding out of your mouth. You know? Continuing, it says, but that which is good to be used for edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Look at that. Now, if you're not using something that is good, that is corrupt in its corrupt communication, grace wouldn't be going onto the hearers. Grace wouldn't be going onto the hearers at all. It will be death.
It's not even constructive.
That's what. If it's something constructive, it'll be edifying. Now, if it's something opposite of constructive, what is opposite of constructing? Abolishing. Yeah. You know, obliterating, abolishing. I think it was abolishing. To destroy, to abolish. That's it. That's the opposite of establish. You know, to throw down, and that's what you're doing, man. That is what you're doing. You know, through the spirit of Yahawashi, just this thought's been lingering in my head. You know, and the brothers from Boston just topped it off with like a cherry on top. You know, because like that was, watching that video was super, super edifying. You know, extremely edifying. But yeah, let me continue a little more. It says, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. You're supposed to have malice towards those things. You're you're talking like that. Like, stop talking like that. That is against. You're supposed to despise that. You're supposed to reject it with all heart. Not even come out of your mouth. you know, of an action you would do, an action you think a man should do. An action you think a man should do is something that is supposed to be righteous. If it's not righteous, it is wicked, you know.
It's of Satan, pretty much.
You know, it really vexes my spirit. It really vexes my spirit. What all that Yahawashi has done, and still there are men like this. You know, and of all things that have to be amongst Israel. You know, every time Israel gets something good on the spot, they want to do something that's bad, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, and Tawari Yahawashi Yahushua for the brothers of this truth, you know, and us being in this truth. You know, because we understand how it is to worship Yahweh and His Son Yahawashi in spirit and in truth, man. We understand how it is. You know? So in finishing up, it says, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. See, if he repents, he can be forgiven. If he repents, removes the video, and change up his doctrine, all right, to teach the truth, you know, he can be forgiven. But if he's teaching something anti to our Lord, if he's anti to our Lord, anti Mashiach, then he's anti Yahweh, anti of all power. And we hate all those that hate him. If you hate Yahawashi, we hate you. As simple as that. You know? And you know, we aren't going to cast judgment on you. We ain't going to cast like vengeance upon you, going off to sleep with your wife. You know? We ain't going to do that shit. You know? That's upon Yahawashi Yahushua. That's not upon us. He's going to be casting the judgment. It ain't going to be the way that you think it is. Any kind of carnal way. You know? But ultimately, you're an Israelite at the end of the day. And you should be glad about that. Shit, bro. It says, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh, for Mashiach's sake, have forgiven you. You know? So who got Corinthians? Wow, I just jumped right to it.
I don't know. So I still got a precept.
Oh yeah, read that up.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2.
Get Ephesians. Somebody get Ephesians. You want to get Ephesians chapter 2? Just set up Ephesians really quick. Ephesians chapter 2. I read Ephesians chapter 4, like the end of it, but
I already
it elaborates more on Ephesians chapter 2.
I already got Ephesians chapter 2.
So he's gonna get it.
Chapter 2. Yes, chapter 2.
Yeah, just chapter 2.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed.
Be ye transformed
by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, you're supposed to be transformed. Transformed in the renewing of your mind. You know? And literally there's a lot of things that changes when being transformed. The very mindset that you had in the world is very much changed. You see the brothers of this truth, man. The brothers of GMS, you don't even know what that brother, you know, you go to camp with some brothers and you don't know what that brother on your right or your left, you know, how his childhood was, you know? Is there more to that?
Yeah, there is more to that.
Yeah, that's good.
I haven't finished. This is, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
Yo, nobody said anything. Yo, shalom. Shalom to Judah Haki, bro. Shalom.
Trying to get the mic.
Yeah, you got that. You can start reading it, Corinthians. Not you.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 1. And I, brethren,
Actually, start at. read all the way down.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10. But Yahweh hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. For what man knoweth the things of man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of the even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man but the Spirit of Yahweh. Verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of Yahweh.
Yeah, and so our mind should be upon the Spirit of Yahweh, you know? The Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. You know, and just as Yahweh, once again, just as Yahawashi said, you know, even as it says, they are not of this world, even as I am not of this world. You know? And our mindset should be something beyond this world, man. Beyond the flesh, you know, and all of that. We have to be beyond the lust of this flesh, bro. You know? You got people who want to, you got people who want to own many houses. You got people who want to own a Lamborghini. You want people who wants to own their own private jet. You want people who wants to be famous. You got all of this. But what do we want? In the spirit of power of Yahawashi, that the faith that he's given unto us, and the hope that he's given unto us, what do you want? Do you want to receive that crown? Do you want to be king? Do you want to be a king? Do you want to rule a kingdom or kingdoms, plural? Do you want eternal life? You will never die. You will never even have to think about dying. You know, you get hurt. You get hurt. You could be like, and you could be like, or you just go like, you hit something so sharp, it's so hard, and that sharp thing breaks, and it doesn't even pierce you. You know, or anything like that. You know.
Like a rock falls on you, and the rocks just splits.
It just splits. You're the one. You're that greater force in that. It falls down. It goes like. You know? What do you want? You know? Our mind should be above this, man. This fleshy lusts and desires that this flesh has, it's just in the way. It's just an obstacle you must cross to get to the thing that you want to. You know, through the spirit of power, Yahawashi, you know, to get there, to finish the race. It's just an obstacle. That's why it was made to be that way. It's an obstacle for you to go get across. And what proves that? Yahawashi ultimately is the proof. He's the forerunner. He's the finisher of our faith. All right? He's the one who ran that race with patience and finished this course. And he paved that race. He paved that way for us, man. He paved that track for us to run that race. You know? But we have to run it with patience, man. We got to get through all the obstacles. Of course you're going to trip here and there. You're going to trip, but it's a matter of you're going to get back up or you're going to fall down there in despair like, I tripped. I'm never going to get it. No, you get back up, bro. Get back up. You know? And especially brothers who are behind you. You know? Brothers who are behind you or in front of you. The thing is, we're racing together. We're a fellowship. We're all after the same goal. And not just that, we all can be partakers of it. So there is no first place prize. There's no second place prize. Third place. What's better than companionship? You know? Going there alone is just, you know, it sucks. That's why Yahawashi said, allow them to be as one, even as we are one. I pray not for the world, but them that are in the world. You know? And Yahawashi, he wants us to inherit the same thing he got. So we gotta run this race, bro. We gotta run this race with patience. We gotta do it. So once again, if you see a brother fall down on the ground, even if you're ahead of it, you could have looked back and you go like, oh shit, let me get that brother back up. You know, he could have get back up. He's like, thanks, bro. You know, patch up whatever wound he got on his knee. You know, it's like, you good to go? He's like, yeah. You know, and then you start running again, even though you're gonna go ahead of him again because apparently you're faster. You know, but shit, at the end of the day, it's a race. That's why you gotta run with necessary patience. I love that title. You gotta have necessary patience in this. You You know?
It's Ecclesiasticus 6:37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and gave thee wisdom at thy own desire.
You had thy own desire. And it says, yo, remember that precept that we got during camp last week, bro? I still was flaming from that. Like, it's saying, just get this damn thing across. But it was talking about wisdom and how wisdom, no matter how much you drink and how much you eat, you can never be fooled. You know, you can never be fooled. That's why it says, you know, that's why it says in the 20, I believe it was the 24th chapter of Ecclesiasticus, talking about he shall eat and still be hungry. He shall drink and still be thirsty. Because why? It says you shall get wisdom at thy own desire. You remember when they was talking about the barns being filled up with food? Remember that?
Oh, I just literally just saw this.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
No, you just read it, bro. Not too long ago.
Okay,
you know, in that barn being filled up with food is basically your head. You know, because you know, wisdom is like food. Wisdom is your necessity. So like, it's your necessities, man. It's got your food, it's got your water, it's got your clothes, it's got everything. You know, wisdom's got all of that.
And when you get that wisdom, you read the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's your
wisdom shall
vitamins.
be given at thy own desire. You know, and especially when you're like, man, I feel like watching videos right now. And you go and you close whatever you're doing or stop whatever you're doing, you go off to go watch videos. You know, and that's wisdom coming to you at your own desire. It says, was it day unto day shows, day unto day utter speech, and night unto night show knowledge. You know, because that, at the end of the day, that what it's talking about is that unicorn, which is the internet. You got brothers from if it's nighttime over here, you know, you got brothers on the other side of the world making videos. You know? If it's daytime over here, the brothers over there when it's nighttime are watching videos, watching the live streams over here. You got, you know, for example, if you go on Saturdays, that's when most of these brothers come out. That's when most of the prophets come out. You know, if you wake up early, if you wake up early in the morning, I'm talking about 9 to 11. You know, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You know, if you wake up early on a Saturday, you're going to see the brothers from Britain live streaming. Can't. And you see when it's about to hit 12 p.m., it's like nighttime. It's like night. You know, and then you see them close up. And why they closed up, the brothers from over here are getting ready to do camp, and it's daytime. You know?
That word literally is going around.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, you know, and that's wisdom being shown at their own desire, because you can watch those videos. You know, just as the brothers, you see the Corinthians, you got the Ephesians, you got the book of Hebrews, you got the book of Romans, you got all of these. These were letters sent to different churches. All right, so, you know, certain churches or to Israelites are scattered abroad. You know, those writings, if you write something down, you recorded those words. What's your modern day writing of words? Videos. That is your modern day recording. Back then was writing letters, writing anything, you know? Writing anything down is recording. But nowadays you got videos. Now you can watch them at your own convenience.
This whole saying.
Die, bro.
This contains spiritual vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, that's how you what's it? Out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Why would your belly rip open? It would start flowing rivers of living water. I mean, shit. If you actually think about it in the spiritual mindset, if you eat so much, you become full, and you feel like, oh, I feel like I'm about to burst. But the thing is, with wisdom, is that when you get filled up, you still want more. Like, damn, even though my spirit is so fed, but I want to watch more of you. Just one more.
Become a part of it, anyways. You know, like become a part of it.
Yeah, that's why we're that new man. Being in this truth, you become a new man. You don't drag behind the old man. You drop that old man, and you become a new man. You know, you get renewed. Yeah, you continue. I had to close up.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 13. Which things also we speak, not in the words of man's wisdom teacheth,
Words of man's wisdom.
but which the Holy Ghost teaches, comparing
Yeah.
spiritual things with spiritual.
So that's why when we talk about, like, for example, what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. What did the brothers get out of that? What did the brothers get? Did the brothers go like, oh, making memes about it? The brothers just say like, if he was in my council, I would make him go sleep with his wife. You know? No, bro. Ain't nothing like that. You know, if the brothers did anything with that situation, that apparently the whole world's eyes are upon, because Esau's really good at doing deception. The brothers' first thought was like, that's not important, but that's a good example of how a man is a simpleton. They take that video, put scriptures to it, and just play it raw. And they just put a man being a servant for his wife's sake. You know? And the brothers used that as an example of a simpleton. And that's it. The brothers went back to staying on the watch, you know, keeping an eye on the times. You know? Making videos for edification's sake. You know? Things like that. You know, our mind wasn't upon that. So that's why it's like you know, we don't speak in the way a man's wisdom. We don't speak in the way the man teaches, the man talks. Our mind is upon that.
Okay, this is Hebrews 8:10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. In those days, said the Lord, I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts.
And that's one of our other goals. That's one of our other goals, because we don't want to be in this flesh. We are vexed just being in this flesh. And we know that's one of the promises that Yahawashi made. Alright? To write those laws into our heads, that we don't have to do that. That we can finally be righteous and be up there with Yahawashi, man. It actually says that. But yeah, keep going.
And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
Damn, bro.
For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins, and their iniquity will I remember no more. And
that's right here in this grace period, man. Because we're supposed to be trying to get right with Yahawashi. You know, we're trying to get right with Yahawashi, and that's for the what? Because so His blood can cover us, and so that we may be seen white, and that Yahweh will no longer remember our iniquities and sins.
I got a verse. This is Ecclesiastes. It's like Ecclesiastes. Chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of the mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Yo, that's beautiful. You know, we have to be in that. We have to be vexed in this flesh, bro, so that we may cease from sin. That we shall no longer live to our lives through the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. That is one of our goals, bro, and everything else falls in place. You know, look, Solomon asked for wisdom, and what else came with wisdom? Imagine that. What else came with wisdom? Though he just asked for wisdom, he got abundance more. He got abundance more than more than he asked for. He got wisdom and abundant more. You know, and that's the same here, man. We're doing this for a goal of doing what? To be a king? You know? To what? To receive salvation? To do anything like that? There's much more that it comes with. You know? The thing that we're doing is not even worthy. But it's worthy in the eyes of Yahawashi. It's not worthy. It's not worthy in the you know, how we see it, where it's like, yo, this thing, are we really worthy? Like, really? Like, to receive all of this? No, are you serious? Like, it's too good to be true. It's like when you see something too good to be true, you go like, no, this can't be. No, I must. No, this can't be true. You know, but it's true. You know. Yeah, you know, that's beautiful. That is really beautiful.
I got precepts. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse. What? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 18. The fear of the Lord is the crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish. Both which are gifts of Yahweh, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love Him.
It enlarges the rejoicing of them that love Him. So we praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and then when Yahweh Shem Yahshua gives something good unto us, like for example, taking us out of these bodies, you know, that's just an example, you know, or just receiving salvation in itself, or receiving salvation from anything, you know, He's saving us for anything. It enlarges it. It makes it bigger. We go like, God, like Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You start screaming into the top of your lungs to the point that your voice starts to break. You know? And you just got this excitement. You know?
It says, wisdom raineth down. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. Since the root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. A furious man. It says.
I think that was good there though. But yo, it said let not thy anger.
I was gonna stop at 26.
Alright.
I got a scripture that goes.
Well, sir, 26.
All of them are short.
Alright. I mean, let me see.
All of them are short.
Damn, 26, bro. Where are you? Where you at right now?
Alright.
Okay. You gotta
You said 22. I thought you were like starting at 1 for a second. I'm like, damn.
This is a furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient
The
man.
sway of his fury shall be his destruction. That's why it says. That's why that dude that's giving him counsel on saying that you must get vengeance on him. Through the Spirit of Christ, you must get vengeance on him. Where? In the scriptures say you must get a vengeance on a man. It condones that. Bro, it speaks against that. You know? It speaks against that. Yahawashi spoke against that. You don't have the right to get vengeance on any man. You know? Whether you're righteous or whether you're wicked. That vengeance is for Yahawashi. Yahweh gave it unto Yahawashi to cast that vengeance. His fury, the Father's fury. Yahawashi's going to bestow it upon the people. Because if Yahweh did it, shit, no one would exist. Everybody would die. Everything. You know? It says that Yahweh did not create everything to destroy it. Because that's how angry he is, man. He said, it repented me of creating man. You know? Roughly paraphrasing. And that's deep, bro. That is deep. You got Willy Wonka over there, bro.
Says,
Right over here. Willy Wonka with a beard.
it says, a furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy was sprung up onto him.
A patient man would tear for a time. What was that? What was that? What was that?
A patient man would tear for a time, and afterward joy was sprung up onto him.
Damn, because you know that was all he needed, was just tears. Because you know, shit, there's nothing you can do about it. That's as much as you can do. Yeah, vexing too. Yeah, you know when you do something, you know, it's that flesh that gets in your way, and you do something, you go like, you know, and you hate it. You hate it so much you start tearing. You know, but once you keep fighting against it, fighting, and then at the end of it, you receive joy because you finally beat that shit, and now you can go like, you finally kick it.
He will hide his word.
He looks like he really want to get it. You agree?
I mean, I'm almost done. So.
Nice hand to hand then.
I got
He's like. Oh, he's getting anxious.
Yeah, it says a patient man would tear for a time, and afterward joy shall sprung up onto him. He will hide his word for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness.
Whoa, what was that? What was that?
The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom.
The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom. It's that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times. And with all of that, even spiritual thinking, that is wisdom. You know, things like that. Dude, that is deep. That is deep.
The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner.
Godliness is an abomination to a sinner. That's why these wacky tacky Christians, when they come over here, it's like, you cut. I'm like, the brothers go like, bro, can you break that down for me? Because one of the brothers from, this is another spoiler, but this is a spoiler to make you watch it. It's so good.
You just posted today?
Yeah, I posted it.
I'll watch it.
But the brother went like, because the brother got at the dude was trying to prove a point, saying that the Gentiles is referring to the heathens. He's trying to get out precepts upon precepts upon precepts, referring to Gentiles, but those Gentiles that is referring to there is actually the Israelite foreigners, and that proves that in a lot of other precepts that he just does not want to read, that the brothers got out, and he was just in denial. And then the brother finally got out this one thing, and it was a breakdown, and he could not break it down. He could not break it down whatsoever. You know, it was talking about
wasn't it Edomite or
it was a Levite, but it was confusion and facing Levite. So yeah, very light skin. But the brother got out the elder got out a precept that was hard to break down, and he was like, you know, he was like, well, you tell me. And he's like, no, you tell me, break that down for me. He's like, what does that mean? He's like, I'm telling you to break it down for me. And he's like, and he finally said, I don't know it. What took him so hard to say that? Why? That was that pride. That's what a lot of these Christians got. They don't got confidence. They got pride. You know, and that's why the brothers were saying, who's feeding you these? Who's feeding you these? You know, because you're like a baby, and they're feeding you non-digestible bites. And you're like regurgitating those bites out, and it was just the same as you put it in. You know? That person was a badass. Bad. Actually, I'm not even gonna say badass. I'm gonna just say badass and bad. These guys like terrible cook. No matter. You know, it's like but then the brother finally he broke it down. And I didn't even know it. So I took notes on it. I'm like, damn, bro. I was like, yo, this shit's woo! That shit's spicy.
No spoil.
Huh? I didn't spoil it. I mean, well, I think kind of, but it wasn't that big of a spoiler.
Yo,
It's only a small part of it.
I got something that goes with that.
Oh, well, he's not done yet. I know you're like
no,
super
I
anxious.
only got one more left.
This goes
So.
with what you just said.
Oh, you
you
get
can
that
read
out
it.
real quick.
This is Ecclesiastes 7, verse 6. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity.
Yeah, that dude was straight up laughing like crazy too. Like, I came up to was it? How did he say? I came up to scramble shop or something like that. He came up to disperse the brothers. He's like, oh man, yo, no, he's right. Everybody disperse. Then we're not doing camp today. That was his goal. I'm like,
You know what it said?
the brother's been out there for years. You think one person like you think that you're the first one to ever do this? He's not the first, nor will he be the last.
So have you guys seen the video I sent too? The Denver?
No, I didn't watch it today.
Wait, alright. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 25. It says the parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee.
Yeah, and how are we keeping the commandments? We keeping the law, statutes, and commandments through Yahawashi. You know, because we're ultimately keeping it. Because Yahawashi did not do away with it. He did not absolutely do away with it. You know, we're following the footsteps of Yahawashi. And how was Yahawashi made perfect? He was made perfect through the law, statutes, and commandments.
We under grace.
And through under grace, we are able to do the same under grace. You got the precepts, right? You can read it now. He finished up.
This is so old. Proverbs 28, verse 14. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief.
And that is straight up mischief, man. You know, what these other doctors are doing, ISUPK or whatever else, or Captain Tazariak or whatever.
Captain Grunch.
You know, Captain. You know, that's mischief, man. That's mischief, and we men of the truth that worship Yahawashi, Yahawashi in spirit and in truth. You know, we're not supposed to be going after mischief. The Heavenly Father does not like men that have their feet, they have quick feet to run to mischief. He hates that, bro. That's one of the things he hates. A man that has quick feet to run to mischief.
Pretty much the congregation how to do mischief.
Yeah, that's mischief, man. That's vexing, bro. That is really vexing. All right. Anybody else got any presets?
I got it. I mean, I'm done.
I can still continue this.
Is it relevant? Is it relevant?
This is the Corinthians.
You get a few more verses. You finish it up.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 13. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things to spiritual. Verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh,
Yeah,
for
so
they are.
It's like, so if you're still thinking like the way you're thinking, you still got that natural man all up in you, man. You're supposed to drop that man. You're supposed to leave that man to dead. You know, let them bury that dead. Let them bury it. Like, oh, I miss how we used to be. That's pretty much them burying it. Yeah, let that man wither away. Let your new man flourish. Let it bloom. let that new man bloom. Yeah, keep going.
For they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man.
Yes. That's why, that's why we're able to come out here like this, man. Though there's some points where we get grouped up upon. we get grouped up on, you know, by different folk. Yet we still come out here in confidence. It's still out here, you know. We get spat upon, you know. We got yelled at in our face, like literally they came up to our face and started yelling at it.
We had
You know,
we had cops come up. We also had cops come up to us and told us
had
to
cops come up here, tell us leave and everything.
We
like
got
that.
threatened.
We got threatened, yeah. Shit, we got cursed at, literally cursed at. My father, Edomite tried to curse him. I said, may that fall upon him doublefold. He's trying to say like, may you bleed from your pores. And all of this, like the hatred.
Yo,
you can hear it in his
couldn't think of
voice.
It sounded like
Couldn't
one
think
of
of
those
it.
bad movies.
He sounded like one of those very evil villains.
Yeah, he was like evil as fuck. That was one of our very old videos. You know, he said, me, how about you, Yahawashi, make it fall upon him doublefold? You know? Damn. But yeah, you know. Still got more on there.
Yeah. Verse 16. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him?
Yahawashi was never judged by any man. And Yahawashi gave that kind of ability unto us. You know? That's cool, bro.
For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of a Mashiach.
They tried so hard to try to catch Yahawashi on his own words. And Yahawashi already knew their thoughts. They're like, this dude's trying to come up, trying to get on me, trying to catch me up in my own words, trying to make me slip. You know? Stupid. That's beautiful. That was it?
Yeah.
Smart order.
Yeah. Outwise them.
outwitted.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's another.
Outwitted them. Yeah. You know, that's cool. All right. Yeah. What was that?
No, because he had that spiritual mindset.
Yeah, that's why we arm ourselves likewise with the same mind. It said, arm yourself. It says, for as much then as Yahawashi has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he shall no longer live his life in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. That's was it for 1 Peter chapter 3? Do I remember correctly? All right, so we're gonna close up. All right, Amajo Wapan Yahakura. All right.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahusha, Ba'Shem, Kakurash.
Alright, once again, give double honors, Pastor Elders a great millstone, and shalom to you brothers out there teaching truth and sincerity, which is the true body of Yahawashi Mashiach. May this lesson be edifying unto you. Llewellyn out there was edifying unto you brothers out there, and if you met and sisters, you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it off with the Shema prayer. So Shema Yahshua, Yahweh Allah Hayinawa, Yahweh Echad,
Abba.
Shalom Akia. Take it.